There's a part of one. Oh, damn!
I want to see.
That one's huge. That is by far the biggest one I found here in this spot.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the negative where this one came from.
nice. Nice. Cheeks and everything.
Yep. But there's another one right next to where it was.
Yep. Is it on the ground?
Another piece.
Yeah, that's the one
No,
I saw.
this one's there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's in there.
Nice.
You can see that big rib. If I start to flake that off, you see it.
Yep. Oh, nice. Well, that one was good. That split was good.
So we see a couple in here, so Max is gonna sweep it off and we'll see what we got. Awesome. Pretty good mass of trilobites right there. So we just got back to the water spigot after digging, and it is nice having some water to rinse all the dust off and cool off a little bit, get wet. And say Mamma Mia! Does that feel pretty good though?
No. Why can I not get you wet?
You can?
Nope.
Okay, well, now that we're done making a big mess and pulling out tons of good pieces out of the wall, let's take them back home and see what we got. Let's take the quick route home though. All right, now that we're home, let's see which pieces we're gonna cut, which ones we're gonna wire brush, some of them we're gonna scribe, some of them we're gonna sandblast. It all kind of depends on the pieces. We'll go through a couple and see what we find. Let's do it. As far as tools go, a Dremel with a fine, soft stainless bristle takes off most matrix when it's in the softer shales. Yeah, once cleaned up, you can see there are quite a few scratches. So you would turn around and have to sandblast it after that if you wanted to get rid of some of those scratches. But it does great as far as taking off a lot of this soft matrix. Now, if you're gonna try to split the rock or get rid of a lot of overburden, or you're working in harder limestones and stuff, the way to go is with an air scribe. This one's a Chicago pneumatic. You can use an electric one too. For quite a few years I used a Harbor Freight one, but it just didn't last quite as long and it didn't have as much power as I needed. So this one's got a much finer tip. It's for doing a lot of the finer, intricate stuff. And then this one, it's got a more blunt tip. You can change these tips out too. These are definitely nice if you want to get rid of a lot of rock quicker. And now this was one of the bigger ones we found this trip, and it's complete. It's got both cheeks, the head, tail, ends. So these little bugs, they would shed their exoskeletons as they were growing bigger and bigger. This one, it's a little bit of rotted here on this side, and it's showing little signs there. So when I say rotted, I mean it had iron and calcium that was seeping into it as it was fossilizing. Maybe the iron has rusted away, or the calcium didn't bond quite hard enough, or it even fossilized great and eroded. Maybe it was in a crack where water kept seeping in and freezing and started breaking it down that way. It's kind of hard to tell, but when we did find him, he was in kind of a layer of calcium. So there's a good chance that there might have been a little bit of hydrothermal event that happened after he was fossilized a little bit, or yeah, who knows. But what we're gonna do with this guy is wire brushing it softly with a stainless steel brush, just because of the amount of rot that may or may not be there. We'll do this a little bit, and if everything seems to be going good, then we'll go another route and prep it out a little more commercially, I guess you could say. And see, part of his skin is popping off already. So with his skin popping off, he's pretty rotted, so we won't prep this one out anymore. He'll just have to be a nice specimen piece as is. We've got some of these little guys. Their shells look to be pretty hard and decent, so they will be able to prep out just fine with the Dremel tool. You gotta be careful while using the wire wheels, because they'll try to grab it and throw it out of your hands. I've done that more than a dozen times, so. Now there's one tiny trilobite, but it's good. It's perfect. He's complete. I like it. Should be the same way for this guy. There we go. There's another perfect little trilobite. Now this guy, he's what I call a cheekless, because he's pretty well just got everything but the cheeks. So this is still an exoskeleton and not the full bug itself. So this might be a good time to note that the wheel is spinning as to pull me in. So it's going off the tail end. If it was spinning the other way, it would want to grab that tail end and flip this out of my hands. When I use wire wheels, I like to work it around the edges, but keep it rolling off the piece. There you go. There's a clean cheekless. Now here's the piece that Max found on the floor right before we were getting ready to leave. There's quite a few smaller pieces in there, but it's a good mass of them. So it's still a great piece to have. This guy's upside down and he doesn't have his cheeks on. This guy's right side up, but he doesn't have cheeks. Right side up, but no cheeks. Then there's a lot of bits and pieces. Let's take the Dremel to it and see what cleans up. Sweet. That turned out pretty good. We have this upside down cheekless one. We've got this butt of one. We've got another upside down cheekless, another butt of one, another right side up cheekless, right side up cheekless, and right side up cheekless. There's quite a few on here. Okay, this is the one Max found at the bottom, and he picked it up and actually dropped it, which, ironically, there's another trilobite under that piece, and that one is complete. You can see he's got pieces of his cheeks there. He's upside down. Then, here's the biggie, and a couple of the other smaller pieces we found. Now these are a lot of the loose individual ones that I was cleaning up during the rapid prepping burst. With all these individual ones, I like to throw them in these Riker mounts to help display them. And now there's a lot of the rest of the collections. Other ones that stay in the rock, like that beauty, it'll go right on the shelf. Right on the shelf, nestled in with some of his others. And that's an overview of the trilobites. Hopefully you had fun watching us. See, that's an awesome trilobite, and you found that and you worked it. You should be proud of yourself. Look at that. That's cool.
Yep.
Did you have fun?
Yes.
Did you learn something?
Yep.
Sweet. Well, hopefully you learned a little something watching us on this adventure too. And maybe we'll see you on the next adventure. Hopefully we'll run into you out in the world on that adventure too. So leave some comments down below of things that you liked, you didn't like, things you thought were too goofy or too crazy. Let me know what you thought about the video as a whole down below. Below
Below your butt.
Whoa.